Hey Honey Dip family, welcome back to Honey Dip Yoni Spa. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and share with friends that you think may be interested. Today's topic is going to be, what did I do in that little tiny 89 square feet room that I was Yoni steaming in when I first started my business? Let me tell you, that was probably the best year of my business as far as growth is concerned, because really and truly there was nowhere for me to go than to sit in the room with my clients. And what that did was it taught me how to relate to my client, right? So it's kind of awkward having someone sitting there with someone who's being yoni steamed, and especially if it's their first time. But the truth of the matter is that with most of our clients, what they did was make them feel comfortable, because it is kind of nerve-wracking to sit for your first yoni steam. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what to expect. So having them sit there, the first 5 minutes, I just stepped out of the room, allowed them to get undressed, allowed them to sit down for about a minute or two, and then I would come in and ask how their temperature was and pour us up some tea, because I would brew us some tea, and we would just chat. I would go ahead and put the water on for the next client, but I would sit and find out what their concerns were, what they were looking to accomplish in their yoni steam sessions. And then it would kind of be like, okay, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. So I knew where they worked and where they lived and about their children and their spouses. I mean, honestly, that was the best way for me to get to know my clients. Like, it helped me to develop my flow. It helped me to learn more about my clients as far as even with their process. Like, now, for instance, if we yoni steam our client, because we don't sit there the whole time, the first time we sit there for most of the time with them, but we don't sit there every single session with our clients, unless they came with me from that first space. And I do have plenty of clients that came with me from the first space, and they'll be like, girl, leave the door open, whatever you're doing, and we can talk and that kind of thing. Or I'll spend most of the session in the room with them still, just because that's just the relationship that we've developed, and we became friends. I mean, I've gone on trips with some clients. We just have a really good time. I know some of their families. They know my family. It really became a family. So I would say being in that 89 square feet space and it was so cute, y'all. Like, it was shaped like a V. This was the perfect space for me. Like, it couldn't have gotten more perfect. But essentially, after their first steam session, they would come back for the second one, and I would kind of say, like, how did it go? What was your experience? And so if they had like a heightened sexual experience, they would tell me about it. If they had a heightened spiritual experience, they would tell me about it. Literally after every single steam, because I was in the room with them, when they would come back the next time and I would go, hey, like, what did you experience afterwards? It helped me to develop my intuition. So a part of what I do is intuitive services as well, dealing with womb wellness, and that's the woman as a whole. So with my intuitive experience, it helped me to really chime in and find out, like, what does a woman look like? What is her behavior, her mannerisms when, you know, her root chakra may be off, or her throat chakra, or she needs to cry it out, or maybe she needs a good laugh and turn on some of that joy. So it really allowed me to further get to know my clients on every level. So, you know, at that point, we probably had 1,000 women to come through there on a regular basis, and I'm getting to know them. I'm getting to learn, like, how long does it actually take for a woman with endometriosis to start feeling better, you know, to start experiencing better periods. And, you know, like, clients with fibroids, what does their intense pain feel like? But not just like from people that I know, because I had been, you know, making herbs and yoni steaming people that I knew before my business, but like, what does it take on a consistent basis? Like, now that I'm having, you know, a sample size of hundreds of women to kind of play with, what does that actually look like in practice, right? So these are just things that I learned from being in that little tiny 89 square feet. It was the best. I mean, if I had to go back to it, it would be no problem for me. Even though now we're in 800 some odd square feet. it's that connection, it's that sisterhood, it's that support. And honestly, I think that my clients will follow me back to that little small simple space, because we were able to do everything that we do now, you know, minus the different events that we hold here. But we were able to do everything because in all actuality, we still kind of operate out of a room. And so we have several chairs in the room, and I had several chairs in that room, and they would have a party of 3 or 4, and literally, like, we would just kick it. Listen, I would make tea, and my clients and I would rock that thing on out. So don't be afraid of humble and small beginnings, because that is where you get your grounding, your footing as a practitioner. That's how you decide what you want your service to be like. That's the groundwork. That is the work, because sometimes we start big and it's too much space for us to handle. We don't even know what to do with all that space. So like starting small was everything for me. It was an easy check-in process. So it wasn't like I needed a receptionist or somebody to handle this and that. And, you know, I was in salon suite, so we had the washer and dryer there. I would just roll my little clothes down to the washer and dryer. And I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. So I just said all that to say, thank you so much for your questions. So many of y'all have had questions. So I'm going to start getting out these videos. I'm not going to make this one too long because I don't want to do a whole lot of editing. And I really don't believe in editing anyway. Like, what you see is what you get with me. But yeah, I will talk to y'all soon, and I'll do more videos, little small videos on like, how did this go? How did my process start? I will say, if you're a new practitioner, the only thing you can do is put yourself out there. If you are looking for your family and friends to be the bulk of your business, what you're looking for is charity. You have to put yourself out there. You have to go, whether it's online or whether it's in person. You have to go to where your clients are. You have to meet them where they are. Put yourself out there. There is no shortcut. This is the work. Like, some people will you know, call about our class, and I'm gonna say this again. Our course is about the actual work of Yoni steaming, right? Running a business is one thing, but learning the skill is another. Learn the skill and you'll figure out how to operate the business. The business is getting yourself out there. You're just gonna have to do it. There is no shortcut. There are no shortcuts. As popular as this new career field may be, there are no shortcuts, okay? You have to do the work. You have to do the work. But that's the beauty of it. And you learn how to talk about your business, and you learn how to get on camera, and you learn, I mean, oh my God, I'm gonna do a YouTube on my first Instagram live. It was amazing. I was nervous as hell, and I did it with Texas Black Pages. Shout out to Ronnie, because he actually forced me. I was like, not doing it, okay? Not doing this. I'll do a little recorded video, but I'm not going live. And I think it was probably right when live started. And he was like, no, you're gonna get on live because you said you wanted this. And, you know, I hung up the phone with him after agreeing to do the live, and I was like, God, what did you just get me into? And God was like, listen, you said you wanted it, so here we go. So yeah, I'll do more videos about the beginning, but you have to get yourself out there. You have to. All right, love y'all. Peace.